It's Intimac who gets France underway, playing for the 16th time today in partnership with the World Player of the Year, formerly Antoine Dupont. Johnny Sexton really was tearing up during the anthems.
We knew the French were going to start fast. This is really structured, patient play from the visitors.
They've got the first penalty as Antonio carried that ball into contact. Here's Thibaut Flamand, who's a wonderful footballer. He's a former right half, went to Loughborough University. Here's Dupont, now Julien Marchand. And ripped away by Ireland, so Wayne Barnes, one of the best referees in the world, brings them back for potentially a first scoring opportunity. But how accurate can Thomas Ramos be? 14 points against Italy, but he did miss 5 points off the kicking tee. So he needs to find his accuracy today and makes the ideal start. So it is certainly not the beginning that Ireland had in Wales, when they had all the ball and hammered their way into a 27-3 lead.
And Thomas Ramos missing is the anomaly, isn't it? Return to type for the French fullback. He is class in front of the posts.
One of the many Toulouse players on this French side. Ireland and France dominated by Toulouse and Leinster players. Not as many Leinster players on the Ireland side as in previous excursions, due to various reasons, injuries being one. Here's Dupont. Good take of the restart by France. And off goes Hugo Keenan, player of the match against Wales, given a bit of space. Antonio makes a tackle, helped by Flamand. And now James Ryan, really finding the form that won him his early caps. Finding a seam. Ringrose, there's that little wrap round. We've seen that in the Leinster and Ireland jerseys. James Lowe did that against Wales. Used that left foot to put the French under pressure deep in their own half. Well, that was a carbon copy of what Lowe did against the Welsh.
Well, not only is he a great winger and a brilliant running threat, but his left foot is such a useful weapon for this Irish team.
Ireland were there. They may well regret that. It's all about taking opportunities at the highest level. Scotland did it last week. Scored tries almost every time they got into the English 22 at Twickenham. Here's Beal, beautiful ball. Oh, that's magnificent. Keenan's going to score for Ireland. Oh my goodness. That was a try of screaming quality. The movement and the deception completely unravelled the French defence.
A brilliant score from the Irish, completely different to the last minute and a half we've seen. Finlay Bealham, who said props just push, swiveled, turned round, brilliant inside ball to Hugo Keenan. I wonder whether he made the wrong decision in terms of going in between Ramos and Romain Ntamack. But when you're travelling at that pace, why not? But that's all about Finlay Bealham.
Olivon challenged by Lowe, good challenge by Lowe. Here goes Dupont, bit of space for the magical scrum half, makes him a dangerous man. Damien Penaud, de Moefana, here's Dumortier. Again, they're getting caught their heels, France, far too often.
They're going to try and generate a position where they can kick on their own terms. Not worry about kicking. You can't just run it out willy-nilly just because you fancy having a run. You need to pick your opportunities.
The rugby they're playing is more like the kind of rugby you'd play in the opposition 22, not your own.
15 good.
Sexton picked up a dead leg last week. Up goes Keenan and fails to gather it now. It's Dupont. Moefana under pressure from McCluskey. Gets it away to Intimac.
Avantage terminate.
Again, they've not kicked on their own terms. It's a poor kick. It just lobs the ball up to Mac Hansen.
A little chip and chase for Hansen. Oh, nearly bounced for him. Intimac gets in the way. And then a loose, wild pass under pressure from James Ryan. But Penaud, can Penaud go here? Brilliant ball inside of Jelonche. Opening the pitch up for the French. Jelonche needs support. He gets it from Damien Penaud. You never give a vampire a taste of blood, and that's That's what Damien Penaud is. He's one of the ultimate finishers in world rugby.
We might as well pack up and go home, Robbo. What do we know? You've got Irish defenders bouncing out, biting in. And that's exactly the type of defensive line that this French team really want to get stuck into. He does so well there, does Damien Penaud, to get through that gap. In November he was quite quiet at times, and he just burst into life. He is a class act. Can't keep him quiet all game.
Escargot, he is not. Conor Murray, whose service looked very sharp last week in Wales, in the absence of Jamison Gibson Park, his first choice these days for Ireland. This is great work from Andy again. Ringrose for Lowe. Lowe should score in the corner for Ireland. 6'2", 16 stone 10. A bulk to stop, but were the aerial dramatics enough to create the score? TMO will decide.
Okay, you got an on-field try. We'll check whether the player was in touch.
Well, he's got to get the ball down on the grass without it touching the white line simultaneously.
That's not the angle, is it? It's the other angle that shows us better.
We've got that clear evidence that it's no try, haven't we?
That's correct.
And so from that
Wayne,
angle, it's not clearly on the line, is it?
Wayne, I haven't got the foot clearly in touch, and I haven't got the ball clearly in touch. You can stay with your on-field decision.
It's got to be clear and obvious.
Thanks very much.
And the on-field decision was a try, and the try stands for James Lowe. Try against Wales, try against France. What a game we have here in Dublin.
We've got two countable, an upright tackler. Now this is about where all the force goes through and whether there is contact with the head. I think it reduces the force.
Here, Robbo. Yeah. You've got someone that is the size of a mountain.
Reduces the force somewhat, it comes through the chest.
The impact is enormous. And he needs to lower that. But I think he's hit with such force, he's gone up and up through.
I think there's a tackle, I think there's some force through the chest.
Phelan close again for Ireland. They're fourth in inches on Super Bowl weekend. Are Ireland there? Yes, they are. They drive through that horde of French bunnies, and it's Andrew Porter. Someone's tried to squeeze a rhino into Lycra, and it was the rhino who made the extra vital inches there for Ireland. Ireland missing Gibson Park, Henshaw, Healy, Furlong. So 3 Lions out, but Ireland still very effective. Dupont. In comes Hansen. Charles Olivon tried to create a barrier.
Back you go, Peter, back you go.
Dupont, Duflamont met by Tadhg Beirne and Josh van der Fleer, the World Player of the Year. Dupont, former World Player of the Year. Falatea carries. Penalty to the French, and this is where Ireland have given the French the opportunities. They've given them kickable penalty positions. Ramos picks up the tee quickly. Is that another sign of excellence? Oh yes, it is.
That is brilliant from Ramos. When you can nick a 3-pointer from nearly in your own half.
Second row. Falatea. Here is Dupont.
Space is opening up.
Yeah, there is. It is opening up. Oh, it's given to Hansen. And there's Keenan. Keenan, has he the pace to beat Ramos? Keenan for Hansen. Where's the ball going to finish up? In the hands of
that is an unbelievable tackle.
Oh, the defence by France is beyond heroic. Tadhg Beirne, was it touched by an Irish hand? Ireland go again. Here's McCluskey. Murray, Hansen takes on Fickou, but well, how did France stop that try from being scored?
Almost does brilliantly, but that, to hold someone out from that distance, he's taller than him, he's probably bigger than him and heavier than him. The desire to keep Mac Hansen out there from Antoine Dupont. It might sound obvious, but that's almost impossible.
Lobbing this one over the bar. 22 points to 16 at half time. Well, it has been truly breathless stuff in this first half. Some rugby of the highest quality, not just in attack but defensively as well. The French have held out some coruscating Irish attacks. Which team will have the most energy in the second half? Maybe one of the questions at half time here in Dublin in this second round Guinness Six Nations match. It's Ireland 22 and France 16. Craig Casey digs out Porter, goes for his second try of the game, as he did against New Zealand in the summer. Casey, French defence, McAloo's in there, they do it again. There's a lot of green shirts on this left-hand side. Oh, that's James Lowe. Great defence again by France, who somehow twist and turn through Ramos to save the score.
This is literally on a knife edge.
Two penalties, one in front of the post, one by Matthew.
Rugby's a strange game.
Dupont, Wardy. Now it's France's turn to build their phases, putting things in place brick by brick here. Flamand.
Step back.
Can't afford to miss too many tackles now, Ireland. The French attack is beginning to pulse, and Ramos tries that drop at goal. It's low, it's flat, but it's there from Ramos.
Tell you what.
One stop. Three. It cans.
That means they get isolated.
O'Toole almost gets isolated there. Marchand, one of the best poachers in the world game, was there. Bundyaki caught by Gail Fickou. You're supposed to be injured, mate. Great work by Fickou. Oh, they're away now, Ireland. They are away. Ringrose. Ireland painting a glorious landscape in Dublin. Is that the try that beats the Grand Slam champions?
Well, it's an unbelievable score for Ireland. As I say, they were just seesawing from one side to the other. And once they got to that edge, and France piled into the breakdown, look how many numbers they got in that breakdown. That ball there was the one that really opened it up. And he's got no right to get through three French defenders like that, as Gary Ringrose. But Caelan Doris, all afternoon, has been an absolute pain in the backside. Mathieu Jalibert, he'll be disappointed with that. He got absolutely flattened by a left-hander to the chest.
So well into the red numbers now.
Le premier fois.
Barlow at the back of that maul, and Ireland, despite missing those 37 tackles, we're going to win here with a bonus point. Here's Fickou into Mac to Mortier. Does he knock it on? He does, and that will be that. Ireland, the world's #1 team, have beaten the Grand Slam champions France by 32 points to 19, and they march on now to consecutive away games against Italy and Scotland. A week's break, I think everybody's going to need it after a match like that, and then maybe leg 3 for Ireland. 4 tries for this Irish team, 3 in the first half from Hugo Keenan, James Lowe and Andrew Porter. Damien Penaud scored a wonderful team score.
We're underway at Murrayfield. First catch there from Liam Williams. Well, Wales' great rugby fan Max Boyce wrote a song in honour of the Pontypool front row. Remember those, the dynamic trio who became legends of the game during Welsh Rugby's 1970s heyday. We lost one of them this week. Charlie Faulkner, as we knew him, Tony Faulkner actually, really has re-established himself as a Scotland starter. And here's the powerful drive. Crosby putting his shoulder to it, out there to Tuipulotu, the short pass. Hugh Jones was straight onto it. He's in space. He needs some support. He takes on Liam Williams. He's got up to the 22. That's another player enjoying a rebirth of his career. Russell with a pinpoint kick, flips inside. That was magnificent. The support runners are there. Wales have come offside. Missing out Crosby. The floated pass over the head that time of Jones. In comes Hogg. The ball's gone loose.
No advantage.
Well, just for a moment, that midfield partnership cutting the Wales defence to ribbons. Look at that from Turpalotu. One or two question marks about whether it might just have been a little bit forward. Perhaps this another angle might tell us more about that, but you had to admire the running line.
Turnover good.
The running line was fantastic, and it was sold in the eyes of Tuipulotu. He looked behind the runner, so the defence read that as if the ball was going to go behind his back, but it didn't.
Against England in the Calcutta Cup. Led to a try from Sean Maitland. That time, the break from Jones is worth 3. Well, it is formally a head injury assessment for Hogg. Oh, out there from Turner, making the scrum half stretch for that one. There's Xander Fagerson. Penalty advantage to the Scots. Virtually straight in front, 25, 26 metres out.
Come clearly away from the tackle. 7.
That'll be frustrating for the Welsh management.
No clear release.
Penalties were a real issue for Wales last week against Ireland. Gave Ireland easy ins, and when Ireland are as formidable as we know they are, that was certainly not the thing that Wales wanted to do, and it's not the thing they're going to want to be giving away to Scotland. Scotland have already got the 3, so we're looking for a not rolling away there. You can see just Tommy Revel over the ball here.
Just show me clear release, 7, before back on the ball. Thank you.
That's what he's got his selection for, to try and get that ball back, at least slow the breakdown.
So the second penalty conceded by Wales, and for the second time it may well cost them points. Easily done. Scotland leading by 6 points to 0. It has been a confident start. Crosby getting involved in that drive. And it's George Turner who bursts away. Metre or so inside Welsh territory. Russell on there to Tuipulotu. Just delayed that pass.
Release the ball, please. Extra roll, 7. Jackal threat in position.
Yeah, Tuipulotu taking an extra roll. Look, the eyes are wide, as if to say, me cub? Yes, you. Quite a telling stat there. More than half of the game has been played roughly where it is now. Penalty to Wales. Now, what will they do with this? Very kickable, almost straight in front. 38, 39 metres out.
Yeah, go for it.
And then having dropped a few, Dan Bigger with a little glint in his eye, muttered that he was looking forward to reading the write-ups, and they were quite an interesting read, but on the strength of that, perhaps the Scots have had the last laugh. That's 3 points that got away. It's there with George Turner. In goes Ben White. White out to Tuipulotu. There's Russell. Dyer came out of the line, and that means there's space for Stein. Scrambling defence. Well, it was an awkward moment for Rio Dyer, but he was anxious to atone, and I think he did it.
Yeah, look at him, he's gambling there, going high. He thought that he had enough time and space to read that massive pass, but good scramble, like you say. He's lucky he's as fast as he is that he could get on his bike and track across there.
Josh Adams getting back into position. The catch from Richard Gray. The decibel level rises at Murrayfield.
Stop! Don't change. Out one.
Ben White's doing the steering. Matt Fagerson's been ducked down, but it's Turner. Has he got it down?
Okay. Free.
Well, it's now spilling over a little bit. It's only a bit of pushing and shoving. There is a greater issue to resolve here for Brian McNeice. Did George Turner get that down?
Okay. Chris, come off.
Let's listen in, shall we?
Yeah. So I've got initially held up, and I'm not sure if he's got ball on the ground then, so we'll just check that. Okay, Brian, coming to you. So initially I've got the ball held up. We just want to check to whether the tip of the ball is grounded then after that. So just confirm grounding, please. I got on-field decision, no try.
Yeah, on-field decision, no try. We'll check it. There's a side angle that I want you to have a look at.
Yeah.
Ooh, there might be a postscript.
So
well, he appears to have got it down.
There.
Yeah. So I may award the try, overturn on-field.
Correct.
Okay.
So it is a try for George Turner.
Yeah, so as you could see there on the TMO, initially it was really good work there by Dan Bigger and Thomas Williams getting underneath the ball, but you are allowed one movement, and that is the movement to ground the ball, which George Turner then took and got the ball down.
When you go back, just reach his hand up, okay, not to get involved off the ball. Okay?
This is the difference for me, this Scotland now this year. Before they've been bullied. That's what Wales did to them in the last Six Nations. They went in as underdogs, but they just bullied them up front. For me, the physicality of this Scottish team has really been progressing since the autumns. You know, they've got some good wins under their belt, they've got confidence and they're playing with it.
Well, the Scotland defence really is proving very effective, but I think
away. 14.
there might be something here. George
14,
North.
I've got it.
Oh, it's Turner. And I must say,
towards the goal line.
Yeah. Yeah. Still caught him high. He's going down into the tackle, but you still caught him high. It's not a swinging arm. That's why it's yellow.
He's getting a recent run of form again. And Warren Gatland.
More!
the catch there from Jenkins.
One stop! Don't change!
Remember,
3!
they're one lie to Scotland, and it's showing, and Andrew Brace down on one knee, sees that the try has been scored, and it is the captain, Ken Owens. Wales are back into this contest.
They're back in, and it was badly needed. It's 34 minutes on the clock. They've got 6 minutes to half-time, and you do not want to be going in with a 0 on your back. It's only 5, but it's an important 5. They're capitalising on that sin bin. How many times do we see teams, they play against 14, they don't come away with any points during that time? You have to be ruthless and take your opportunities. And no surprise, they're attacking the forwards because that's where the player's missing. So they're keeping it tight, using their strength and physicality.
And this contest is coming to the boil. So much at stake. Scotland still down to 14, but they lead Wales at half-time by 13 points to 7. They go to Gilchrist.
Scotland to ground.
Well, the referee says it's been taken to ground by Scotland.
Last feet, push, push.
There it is for Benway. Scummon, like a sprinter in the blocks, but he barely got out of them. Turner presents it. Here's White again. On to Zander Pegerson.
Tackle. No, 7.
White's got it. Russell's called for it. Russell out the back of the hand. Kyle Steyn scores. Murrayfield in raptures. Well, it was one former South African last week. On the other flank, Duan van der Merwe. It's another this time, Kyle Steyn.
Beautiful bit of play again from Finn Russell. Just check out that offload out the back. We talk about crisp passing, the 15-20 metres spirals, but it's the fact that he's got this in his armour as well that makes him so special. Look at that, he's falling to the ground and he still has the awareness. He knows where the player is, he knows where the space is. Brilliant.
George Turner just for a moment wanted another surge, but it's there for Ben White. The cross kick again, and Staines waiting for it, and Stein gets his second.
Brilliant awareness there from Scotland. The fullback's in the bin, that means the gap is going to be on the edge. But before Wales have a chance to get up and off that line and try and cover that space, their easiest way is to put a crossfield kick in, but it's got to be pinpoint accuracy. And of course it is from Scotland. That is such clever play. You know Finn Russell knew that was exactly what he was going to do as soon as he saw Liam Williams leaving the field. Look at that. Talk about the ball doing the work, ball beat the player. That's exactly what they mean.
And as with so many things, Finn Russell makes it look so easy. But that is quite a skill.
That really is. And that intuition as well with the winger. Look, he knew it was coming. He was already in the place for it, turned his body to make sure.
There's the cross kick, it's meant for Van der Merwe, and Van der Merwe steps outside Williams, inside here to Kinghorn, and Scotland have their fourth try. It'll be 5 points, it'll be a full house, they'll sit alongside Ireland.
When Finn Russell is smiling, the rest of the rugby world need to look out, because he pulls off things like that. It's the modern kick pass now, just getting that ball as quickly as possible to a player running onto it. And Finn Russell is one of the pros at executing it. You can certainly tell the Scottish backs are having fun. Look, all the time in the world, Wales need to be putting more pressure on him. But still, great awareness, great support play, follow-up play from the Scottish backs, ensuring that was a try. Liam Williams doing his best to try and go low, but couldn't bring the big man down. Lovely try for Scotland.
Talupi Faletau trying to get over the ball, it's Finn Russell, it's over the top, and they get the score, and appropriately, it's one of the workhorses of this Scotland team, Matt Fagerson.
Finn Russell taking it to the line, ensuring the Welsh defence can't come across. Alex Cuthbert caught on his own, he's the only one coming up out of the line there. He can't defend 4 players. Rhys Webb desperately trying to come across. And what a matchup it's going to be against Ireland.
Well, the referee just showing a yellow card, and that has been pointed in the direction of Rhys Webb, who is yet to leave the pitch before it's hoofed into touch. Scotland have done it. That 27-year wait is over. They have cleared that second hurdle at last. And how they did it. For Wales, it has been another humiliation. Final score at Murrayfield.
Underway, Twickenham. Well, Nugent and Dowie Morris in Twickenham for England against Italy. And we say it so often for the side that is the underdog. George and England, best opportunity of the opening 12 minutes by a distance for England. Off that ball goes and over. Willis goes. England, oh so simple. In the last 2 minutes, go to a 5-metre line out that turns into a maul. Italy have infringed again. England inch their way forward.
That's once.
They're going to have to give it back, but they have a free play. Crossfield it goes from Farrell. Up in the air, contest and touch.
Again, not maliciously, this guy's going, his Canody's gone off, they're number 8, because again, he's touched him, they've driven forward, which is dangerous, they could have taken his feet out.
Almost squirms away to get a second. Itoje has been everywhere in the opening 27 and a half minutes of this game.
Ball's available here.
Genge is looking hungry. He'll be the next to pick and carry, but it's slow ball for England, and Italy have their line set, but that line cannot deal with Ollie Chesham. Probably the surprise there is it took the referee so long to make the decision. Farrell, not the best hands from England, but it finds its way out to Nayland's little show, little go, beautiful, wonderful pass to finish it. Absolute beaut of a try from England. Jack Van Wortlies is in.
So the white player is in front of the ball carrier and he makes contact with the blue player, so it's obstruction, no try. Obstruction, but you have advantage. White had advantage. Okay?
And here we go, big crowd noise.
Crowd raise their voice as England go in search of that third try. They've had one written off by Van Wortlies. George and co will look to write that and return it to a 3-try half, and they have. And Jamie George, a pump of the fist. Varney has options both sides. It's 15 phases at the start of this first half, or second half from the Italians, and there's a real opportunity to get that first score of the afternoon, to get something on that board. There's Varney gets an advantage for a high tackle. They may not need that advantage because they have the try. George and England on the prowl for a bonus point try. It's been route one all day.
Okay.
And it's route one again, and they have advantage. And the referee says that advantage is a penalty try. It's try number 4.
Number 18 blue.
18 blue will go to the sin bin. Coming at it, wave after wave, and they find a gap, and through it goes Menicello. Fusco has it. Italy, gap, try. Simple as that. Mitchell having a little look to see what's there. Chesham is the first carrier. Lawrence put down by Allen. Mitchell back on the narrower of the two sides. He's ducking and weaving and looking and hoping to get an offload, and he has! Created by Mitchell, finished by Arundel. England the opportunity to head. Well, advantage is done. The referee happy that that is enough, and so is Owen Farrell, and so are England. They've scored 5 tries. They've bounced back from the defeat here against Scotland a week ago. Jack Willis got them on their way. Chesham and George and a penalty try, and Arundel in the second half. That's their 5. And for Italy, well, 2 tries that got them back into the game, that made England think a little bit in that second half. Riccioni and Fusco score the tries for Italy. It was a performance that was heading towards poor for Italy. They recovered that in the second half. It was better, but just not good enough for an England side that will move forward, and move forward, you feel, with a bit of confidence again.